Greetings of the day. Myself Thripthi B. Balakrishnan, Assistant Professor CSE, Madanapalle Institute of Technology and Science. Today we are going to discuss about modular programming and how modular programming is implemented in C language. So modular programming is actually a software design technique in which the whole program or software will be divided into different units called as modules, in which each module will be independent and each module will be performing a particular task. The advantages of modular programming is the whole development of one project or program can be divided into several parts, and also it will be increasing the readability of a program. The errors can be very easily we can detect, and also the whole, as we are using modular programming, the modules we can reuse. The better the improve. Another thing is it is easy to manage also. Another advantage of modular programming is that different programmers can work on same project so that they can perform different tasks. So this is the conceptual view of modular programming, where different programmers are working on same project. So the concept of modular programming is implemented using the concept of a concept called as function in C. So we will see how the functions will work in case of modular programming. So function is actually a group of statements that is used for performing a particular task. In every C language, as we know, already there is one function called as main. And most of the programs will be having additional programs functions also. So next we will see different parts of a function and how to use that functions in our C program. So this is the conceptual view of our program when we are using a function. There will be one main program which is having the main function, and another user defined functions also will be there. Next is type of functions. There are many types, two types of functions, that is standard library functions and user defined functions. Standard library functions are functions that is called as built-in functions, which is already provided by the C library. And these standard library functions will be defined in a special files called as header files. Some of the example for the standard library functions are printf, scanf, and strlen, and many other functions are also there. Next category is user-defined functions. Apart from the standard library function, using this user-defined function, users can create their own functions based on their needs. So that's why it is called as user-defined function. And there are many disadvantages for this user-defined function. That is, the whole program can be divided into different modules. We can reuse the code in the program when we are using function, and it is also easier to understand and maintain and debug the code. And next we have to see how to use a function in a program. For that we have to see which are the parts of a function, user defined function. There are three parts of user defined function, that is function declaration, prototype. Second one is function definition. Third one is function call. First one is function declaration or prototype. The function prototype is actually a simple declaration of a function which specifies the function name, parameters, or return type. And it doesn't contain any function body. It gives the information to the compiler that the function may be later used in our program. So the syntax of function declaration or prototype you can see in the screen. That is, first we will specify the return type. Next we will specify the function name, and enclosed in parenthesis we will specify the parameter list. Next part is function definition. A function definition is actually the soul of the function. The function definition consists of function header and function body. And as in prototype, we can see that the starting line is similar to function prototype. That is, we will specify the return type, then function name, and also the parameter list. And following that, there will be a function body which is enclosed using curly brackets. So this function body will contain set of code which is supposed to that for that some task will be assigned. Next is function definition. This function definition consists of the function header and function body. The function prototype, the function header is actually similar to function prototype, and it will be following with a function body. And function body is actually the set of statements which is used for performing a particular task. So third part is function call. When a program calls a function, the program control will be transferred to the called function. A called function will perform a particular defined task, and when a return statement is executed, or when the closing brackets is encountered, at that time program control will go to the main program. And the syntax of the function call is as below. That is, function name we have to specify, then followed by the parameter list. So when we are using parameters in function prototype and both in function call. So these parameters actually we can divide into two, that is formal parameter and actual parameter. Formal parameter are variable and it is type as they appear in the function prototype. So whatever parameters which we are giving in the function prototype, that is called as formal parameter. And the whatever function parameters we are giving in the function call, it is called as actual parameter. So whenever a function is called, the actual parameter, the values in the actual parameter will be substituted in the variables in the formal parameter. So next important part is return statement. Inside a function, most of the time we will be using a return statement. Return statement is actually used for terminating the execution of the function, and it will be returning a value to the calling function. The program control is transferred to the calling function after the return statement. The return statement is not mandatory thing, but if we are using, we have to return a value. If the return statement is not present in your code, when the control is seeing a closing bracket, it will transfer the control back to the calling function. So this is an example. This is a structure of a C program which is using a simple function. We can see a header file we have included. Then below that we can see the prototype, that is return type, function name, parameter list we have given. So before main, here we are including the prototype. Then inside main we are using one statement, that is function call. Just we have to specify the name and along with the parameter list. And below the main function we will be defining the function definition. So in that function definition we will specify the return type, the function name, parameter list, and inside below that there will be function body. So next we will see how to use a function in C program with a simple example. In this example, we are printing just a string called as hello world. So here also header file is there. First, after header file we have included one function declaration or prototype. The function name is display, and it will be using one return type called as void. Void means if function is not returning anything, it is called we have to specify void type. And inside the function, in main function, we are calling that function. Then after calling that function, we are using return 0. Then whenever the function is called, the control will be transferred to the function, display function. And inside this display function, we will be printing the statement hello world. Then here no return statements are used because we are not returning any value to the main function. So here when it is seeing this closing brackets, at that time the program control will be returning to the statement after the function call. So this is all about functions in C and the concept of how the concept of modular programming is implemented in C. Thank you.